What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Monthly Check-In here for the month of April. And today's topic, we're going to be discussing shaping your own destiny, something that I strongly believe in, something that I've had experience with just through my music journey. But to start things off, we're going to get into it with my 3 monthly picks, 3 tracks by awesome artists that you should be giving a listen to this month. First up is a track by one of my favorite producers, Apollo Brown, who actually just released a brand new instrumental album called Elevator Music in March. And I'm highlighting the first single, which was called At Peace. I believe I had heard the sample that he used in this track from another song. I forget what it was, but I've heard this sample used before, but I think the way that Apollo flipped it this time, very quintessential to his style. And I really just love the chill energy of it, love the vibe, and just really love what he did on the full project. Obviously, Apollo has released a lot of different albums with artists, but I've always felt that his instrumental albums have been the strongest. He had an album called Clouds in 2011, another one called This Must Be the Place in 2022. And for me, as a fan of his, those are 2 of my favorite instrumental albums from anyone, just across the board. And I think he did the same thing on Elevator Music. I felt that the energy of that was exactly the same, and you know what you're gonna get with Apollo's music. It's very, very chill, very mellow, has some melancholy to it, but just makes you think about life. And I've always tried to use those parallels in my own music as well. So as a fan of Apollo, I was very thrilled with not only this track, but just the album in general. So definitely check out that single, At Peace. But the full album, Elevator Music, is out now. So definitely go give that a listen, especially if you're looking to kind of just have music to live to and just some beats to listen to while you're chilling throughout the day. So definitely check that out. Next up, another awesome producer, one of my favorites, Kalen Ellis, dropped an album in February called Offbeat. The track called E is probably the one that I've returned to the most. I really just love the funkiness of it. I love the switch up that he did toward the middle of the track, adding in a lot of different layers and different elements, a lot of live instrumentation. Obviously, Kalen is an incredible producer, but he's also an incredible drummer and just overall instrumentalist. The way that he combines different styles, I think, is super awesome. And Offbeat is probably my favorite instrumental project from him. He originally put it out, I think like the week before the project came out. He did kind of a release for the fans where they could get it early. And then he ended up putting it on all streaming platforms so the rest of the world could enjoy it. So again, I would recommend, go check out the full album. E is my favorite track, but the full Offbeat album, it's only like 25 minutes long. It's a very short, it might not even be that long, honestly. It might only be like 15 to 20 minutes. But it's a short listen, easy listen. And dive into that, and hopefully it will make you dive into the rest of Kalen's back catalog, because I think he's one of the best doing it right now, and definitely one of my personal favorites. So go give that one a listen. And finally, going 3 for 3 with producers this month, I'm highlighting Jansport J, another one of my favorites. He dropped his full first compilation album, or at least his first official compilation album, called West Covina Prayer, toward the end of February. It was around his birthday. I think it's 10 tracks in total, but People's Choice with Coast Contra, great track. The one I'm highlighting is called Straight, featuring Bells. Bells is one of my favorite MCs out of Pasadena, and his work with Jansport J is always top notch. So they did a track for this album. West Coast vibe, has some brass elements, and obviously the classic sample chops that Jansport J is known for are prevalent on this track and throughout the full project. So go give that one a listen. I mean, if you're a fan of old school style hip hop beats, this is definitely something you want to check out. And there's a lot of awesome underground and independent artists featured throughout the album. It's not a bunch of big names, which I thought was kind of cool. I think it was Jansport's way of kind of shedding light on the people he's been working with. Like AJ Snow, who we had on the Proven Knowledge podcast. He's on a couple tracks. Airplane James, like I said, Coast Contra. These are not huge names, but they're really dope artists. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. And like I said about Kalen, hopefully this will be your introduction to his sound and his music, and you'll be able to go listen to his back catalog as well. He has a lot of great instrumental mixtapes and different music out there. So go check that one out. Once again, it's called West Covina Prayer. And now for today's topic of this video, which is called Shaping Your Destiny. And it's something that, like I said at the introduction of this video, something that I really believe in, something that I believe has a lot of power. I think when people think about destiny or just like how their life is going to shape out, they tend to look outward. They tend to look to outside sources or outside people for being the reason why they can or cannot do whatever it is they set out to do. But I've always kind of viewed it as the opposite of that. I think you have to look inward to be able to work on yourself and get to the place of kind of peace, you know what I mean? A place where you're able to pretty much evaluate what you're doing and say, it really is in my control. It's in my control to be able to set out on this journey and really accomplish the goals that I have for myself. In my own life, I'd say around 2017, really when I kind of felt like I was getting better at music. So like 2017, 2018, even parts of 2019 were really, a lot of trial and error. And so for me, I was still, to an extent, I was still in a place where I was looking for outside help. I was looking for a lot of people to kind of take me to the next level or give me a shot or whatever. But I think it was really a few years later when I started to really put the groundwork in and do things on my own and realize, I can do this myself. I can create a collective, a label, the podcast, all these things, and I can not only support myself, but I can support other artists through that. And I think for me, it was kind of, having those not necessarily bad experiences, but almost experiences where I felt kind of let down or it didn't live up to my expectations. And I realized, instead of having those expectations for others and what they can do for me, I need to have the expectations for myself, that I can put my best foot forward and do these things on my own. And then eventually, if I can build it to a certain point, then I can give back and do for others what the other person couldn't do for me or was incapable of doing for me. So I just think there's a lot of power in that, and that's really what I've felt. And it's continued on over the last 5 or 6 years for sure. If I had to leave people with any type of words of wisdom or whatever regarding this, I think it's just look inward, do the deep self-reflection, ask yourself where you are really at the starting point, because it'll be a lot easier to identify what you want to do early on and then set out on that journey to be able to accomplish whatever it is you're trying to do. And it applies to more than just creativity. Obviously, it applies to a lot of different things in life. And it's just really the building blocks, learning those lessons along the way that will get you there. And to me, that's how you end up shaping your destiny for the better, is just being able to do that. And I hope that, out there somewhere, you can get that from me, but hopefully you can get that from other people as well. And just kind of, they say that success leaves clues. I think you almost have to look at the people who are kind of doing what you're trying to do or doing what you want to do to an extent, and really just not really follow exactly what they do, but take a little from what they do in their journey, apply it to your own, and then you'll really see those results start to pour in. And of course, I just hope this video in general does something for you, maybe triggers some type of reaction to be able to, start doing that, start having that inner conversation. So I just wanted to touch on that today, and I thought it was important. So hopefully that helps you guys out, and hopefully that speaks to you in your own unique way. Before we get out of here, obviously some updates for you. My brand new project called Wind Loves the Motive. We just dropped the final single called Chance It on March 28th. And I'm excited to announce that the full project will be available early, exclusively on Even, starting on April 25th. The link to be able to sign up for the waitlist is going to be in the description of this video. So you'll be able to sign up, you'll get exclusive access to the music, and you'll get exclusive access to some merch that we put together, specifically a hoodie and a t-shirt for the project. Very excited to launch this one. And I'll have more updates for you guys next month as well. But again, be on the lookout. April 25th is when it's coming exclusively to Even for early listening. Next up, I want to announce something that I'm very excited about. Something that is kind of an idea I've kicked around over the last year or so, but I really wanted to do more research from other collectives, other labels before officially announcing it. But we are finally launching it via Proven Knowledge. We're doing official label releases for artists and producers out there. This is your opportunity if you're an artist or a producer that wants to work with us and release your music through the Proven Knowledge brand. You can finally do so. I will leave the link to the demo submission form in the bio description of this video. So you'll be able to send us your demo. It could be a song or an EP or even an album if you want to release it with us. Essentially what we're doing is releasing singles on a 70-30 royalty split. 70% in favor of the artist, so you'll be able to keep 70% of your music streaming royalties, and you'll be able to maintain full publishing rights and overall rights to whatever track or tracks you release with us. So we're really structuring this thing in favor of you, the artist. So if this is something you're interested in, like I said, it's in the early stages. We're still ironing out some things, but please fill out that submission form via the link in the description. And we look forward to hearing your tracks. We're going to be, going through a lot of these and, setting up releases with artists. And I think it's going to be a really cool way to connect with a lot of the independent artist community, and just another way to support and grow each other's brands and really just do a lot of good at the end of the day. So again, very excited for that. Check that out. And we look forward to hearing what you have to send us. And finally, another update regarding the Unknown Advantage vinyls. We still have a lot of copies of the Unknown Advantage vinyl available. I believe I've sold about 25 to 30 at this point, meaning we have about 75 to 70 remaining. Lots of copies still available. Check out my Bandcamp via the link in the description to purchase yours today. Thanks to everybody who's been supporting so far. Had a lot of record labels also getting copies to sell in their shops here in Northeast Ohio and in Ohio in general. I'm also looking for more labels and collectives that are looking to sell independent music. So if you know any, or if you run any shops, or just are, in the local area of a shop that's looking for more music, let me know as well in the comments, because I'm always looking. So shout out to the people who have been supporting so far. And like I said, you still have plenty of time to get your copy. Check out that Bandcamp link, and I appreciate the support immensely. That's all I have for you today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back in May with another awesome topic for a monthly check-in. But until then, stay safe, stay positive. We'll see you next month. Take care.